Potamer. Yeah, this dude is completely cooked. If there was a Roblox YouTuber that was more cooked than Potamer, I'd honestly be surprised. Essentially, this guy has 2 million subscribers, and what he does is post Roblox shorts. It's pretty much just like weird skits meant for kids. Well, his content isn't actually what we're here for today. What we're here for today is to talk about some recent exposing and some serious allegations that have come out against this guy. The most notable one being that when this guy was 15, he allegedly got with a 21-year-old backwards, we'll say. I'm pretty sure you guys can guess what that means. I've had to bleep that out because YouTube love to demonetize people when referencing ages. He seemingly hasn't taken really any of this seriously at all, and it's just gone back to making regular videos as if nothing's happened. Anyways, before we jump in, make sure you join the brand new Glider Guy Gang Discord server, top link in the description. And yeah, bro, let's jump straight in. I first want to give a shout out to the YouTuber Parlo who did this investigation. Everything I'm talking about today is coming from his video talking about it, and most of the screenshots are taken from him. But yeah, pretty much how this all started off was in July of 2024 when Potamer went into a group chat with an anonymous YouTuber and the girl in question to talk about the situation. Now, this first screenshot shows them talking. The user in yellow here is the girl for future reference, and there's a user in red in some other of these screenshots. That's the anonymous YouTuber. Now, as you can see by this screenshot, pretty much Potamer said that they met when she was 11 and he was 14. But then the girl corrects him and said that she was 10 turning 11. So already right off the bat, I mean, red flags all around. A 4-year age gap while being teenagers is absolutely wild. And in this next screenshot, it pretty much just shows that Potamer's birthday is in June and he was actually born in 2006. And you can see here the YouTuber asked the girl when her birthday was, which was December 2009, which is bad for many reasons. But let's continue. That right there was just to show and prove that, like, yes, these ages are actually real. Next, we can see that Potamer claims that the girl lied about her age, claiming that she said that she was 31 backwards as a way to, like, stay in the Discord server, because as you guys probably know, you need to be 13 plus legally to be in Discord, which, by the way, again, link in the description to the Glider Guy Gang Discord server, just a shameless plug there. But eventually the girl came clean and actually, you know, told the guy her real age. And then after this, they both engaged in a, let's just say, not safe for work act. And Potamer apparently was fully aware of her age while this happened. So yeah, strike one, already off to a terrible start. Now this next screenshot shows that they both live in America, and Potamer actually flew from Texas, where he lives, to the girl's state in Florida, and they actually met in real life in 2022, which is completely insane. So pretty much this sets this up where Potamer was 16 at the time, and I mean, you guys do the maths here. I think we all know how old the girl was. 21 backwards.
What the fuck?
Absolutely shocking information to hear, and I'm sure most of you watching this right now are probably around the age of 10 to 15, people watching this Glider Guy video. I mean, we all know that a 4-year age gap when you're 2 fully grown adults really doesn't mean anything. Like, you know, imagine you're 22 and 26, that doesn't really matter. But when you're a young teenager and the age gap is that big, I mean, bro, that is a recipe for disaster. Especially when you cross borders to meet people and everything like that. I mean, this is just a completely disgusting situation. Something that definitely didn't need to happen. Like this just could have gone without happening. It's like, imagine this, bro. I don't know how you Americans have it in your school system, but when you're 21 backwards, like, you're still in primary school. You're in year 6 here in Australia. This is like someone in year 6 dating and getting with someone that's in year 10, nearly about to finish high school. That's absolutely deplorable. And again, these are just allegations. We are just alleging here. I want you guys to keep that in mind. But this is so messed up to hear about. And now, if you think this ends here, unfortunately it doesn't. So now that you guys know this situation, here is Potamer's response to all this. Pretty much the YouTuber said, you know, you had S with a Mr. 16-year-old, and Potamer says a having S with a What's wrong with that? Like, actually tell me what's wrong with that. Would you rather have me be 18? Like, I'm sorry, bro, what? Look, technically under the law, you aren't like the PDF file word. We can't really call you that. But a 4-year age gap, bro, you being 61 backwards and the girl being 21 backwards is just absolutely disgusting. No matter what way you twist it, bro. I can remember when I was 16. If I would have done something like this, I would have felt so much shame and just so much like disgust towards myself. How can you actually do this and then sit here and say, oh, what's actually wrong with that? Like, tell me what's wrong with it. You know what's wrong with it, bro. We all know what's wrong with it. You guys are 4 years apart. Like, please tell me what's right with that. Anyways, then Potamer also said this. When I got home, we called and eventually brought it up and discussed how we realized what we did was pretty dumb at the time. Our minds were just filled with doing whatever. We talked about how that activity isn't meant for relationships that aren't as age gapped as ours, and we just agreed to forget about it and only remember the fun activities we did. Pretty much this guy's admitting that, yes, you know, I shouldn't have been doing this. But then in the last screenshot, he's saying, please tell me what's wrong with it. Like, is there actually something wrong with it? You know there's something wrong with it, Potama. We all know there's something wrong with it. Now, after this, Potama was questioned on why they ended up splitting up and ending things, and this is pretty much what the guy said. Pretty much the YouTuber said, why'd y'all end up breaking up? And, you know, the girl said it was a very personal incident. Potama says, I was being very manipulative towards her at the time and was just paranoid with any guy she talked to, which led to her calling it. I mean, I don't really think that's a reason to end a relationship where it's a 61 and 21-year-old backwards. I feel like the first reason is that it's just completely disgusting and you guys are in completely different stages of life. One of you technically is in primary school and the other one's like nearly ending high school. Like that should be step one. Like right off the bat, like I don't get it with these YouTubers, bro. It shouldn't take you literally flying to the person's state and actually doing like the bad thing, doing the not safe for work activity for you to realize, hey, like our age gap is pretty big. Like we probably shouldn't be doing this. The moment you find out about the person's age, that's when you block her on the spot and that's when you end things immediately. I don't know why that's so hard for YouTubers to do and like people who are big on the internet. It's not that hard. When you find out someone just isn't within your age range and you know, you're only talking to them for one reason, that's when you end it. Like I understand she lied in the first place, but when you find out about it, Potama, when you find out her real age, you end things immediately. That's not difficult. Anyways, this is what the girl had to say about this, apparently like emotionally manipulative stuff, which by the way is a whole separate topic. Like that's also really bad. To not only be older and like have that 4-year age gap, but to also admit yourself that you are being emotionally manipulative. I mean, that's just wrong on so many different levels. Pretty much the YouTuber said during our first interaction in the group chat, Potama mentioned that he was manipulative. Then the girl says, well, yeah, he was usually like emotionally manipulative. He was more of a person to cry to get his way, if I'll be honest. He changed his ways and I'm happy for that. And look, you guys can take this whole thing of like the girl saying he's changed his ways and like apparently Potama has changed for the better now. A bunch of his YouTuber friends have like said that sort of thing, which I mean, look, that's cool, right? The guy's 18 now and this was 2 years ago, but I personally just don't think that like 2 years is enough to change something like this. I mean, when your brain is so messed up to the point where when you're 61 backwards, you think getting with a 21-year-old backwards is at all okay, it doesn't just take 2 years. Like, I can't just see 2 years and, you know, you just kind of magically forget about it. The truth is, bro, what happened, and it's completely deplorable. It's disgusting. It's not something you just, like, you know, you take a couple of years off and it's like, oh, yeah, I'm back, guys. It's okay. You know, this thing happened a couple of years ago, but, you know, it's alright. And look, the girl sitting here saying he's changed his ways is just nowhere near enough evidence. It's nowhere near enough to persuade. Because, bro, the thing is with this 21-year-old backwards, like, you were hurt in this situation. You are the victim in this situation. This girl can sit here and say that they're cool and like, oh, you know, he's changed. But at the end of the day, like, she was the one that was hurt here. This has happened a lot of times. I remember this happened with the Chris Tyson situation where, you know, the person that Chris Tyson was being all weird to was sitting there trying to defend Chris like years later. But it's like, bro, you were in this situation. I'm gonna have to blur that out, but like, you were that word in this situation. So of course you're gonna be defending the person, you know, that's I guess the PDF file in this situation. Again, this is all alleged, but still, like of course the victim is gonna be on the other person's side. But yeah, but this is the situation we have so far. I'm sure there's so much more that's gonna come out about this. As of this point right now, Potama hasn't responded publicly. He's just still making his videos, which I mean, just kind of shows this guy's character. But yeah, anyways, I'm done with this guy. Click the video on screen right now because YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you all over there. Subscribe.